Canada probably wouldn't be the first country that comes to mind when you think of who has Tier 1 Special Operations units, but believe it or not, they really do have one. Joint Task Force 2, which is primarily tasked with performing counterterrorism operations both domestically and around the world, is Canada's elite Tier 1 unit that is on par with the Special Missions units over in JSOC. Their motto is Facta Non Verba, which translates to deeds, not words. Joint Task Force 2 might not get the limelight like the other Tier 1 units out there do, but they still make a gigantic impact in the world of special operations. With that said, what do we know about Joint Task Force 2? What is Joint Task Force 2 capable of? And how does one get into this prestigious and highly secretive Tier 1 unit? We're going to answer all those questions for you and much more. What's up everyone, I'm Veteran Vinny, the voice behind General Discharge. Join me as I cover Canada's elite Tier 1 Special Operations unit. This is Joint Task Force 2. To kick things off, there isn't much publicly available information about Joint Task Force 2 because they keep a tight seal on what they do and who they are. So understand that the footage you'll be seeing in this video mostly consists of Canada's other special operations communities. It's highly unlikely that Joint Task Force 2 is going to be filming some vlogs for us anytime soon. Joint Task Force 2 was stood up in 1993 when the Canadian Armed Forces began to help out the Royal Canadian Mounted Police with federal counterterrorism operations. In its beginning, it had roughly 100 personnel. However, after 9/11, the unit would expand not only in personnel, but also in its capabilities. The unit grew from its 100 personnel to several hundred, roughly anywhere from 300 to 600, and instead of focusing solely on domestic counterterrorism operations, it would evolve into a special operations unit, but not just any Spec Ops unit, a Tier 1 unit. But first, are you sick of those random spam calls and texts you get all the time? Those are from data brokers who are making a fortune selling your personal information to robocallers, spammers, and other shady individuals on the internet. But if you use Aura, today's sponsor, you won't have to worry about those anymore. Aura can identify data brokers exposing your info and submit opt-out requests on your behalf. Brokers are legally required to remove your info if you ask them to, but they make it super hard to do. Aura makes it as easy as 1, 2, 3 and handles it all for you. Plus, Aura is super easy to set up and comes with a bunch of cool features like antivirus, VPN, password management, identity theft insurance, and much more, which can all protect you and your family from online threats you can't see. If you use our link aura.com/generaldischarge, you get a 2-week risk-free trial where you'll be able to find out who's been leaking your information and start protecting yourself in minutes. If you're a fan of the disguised voice and face, then join the team and start protecting yourself too. Don't let people continue to exploit and profit off your private information. Again, that's aura.com/generaldischarge for your 2-week risk-free trial. Links in the description or pinned comment below, or you can scan the QR code on screen. Now back to the video. Joint Task Force 2 was deployed in its first major combat role outside of Canada in 2001 when it joined the Coalition of Special Operations in Afghanistan with about 40 members. Interestingly enough, its participation in the mission only came to light after the publication of a photograph of Joint Task Force 2 members escorting detainees off a military aircraft. Since then, Joint Task Force 2 has regularly collaborated with allied special operators, including those from their NATO counterparts. This includes participating in joint training exercises, sharing expertise in joint missions in Bosnia, Haiti, Rwanda, Peru, and Iraq. Present day, Joint Task Force 2 operators specialize in hostage rescue, foreign internal defense, protective security, special reconnaissance, and surveillance. They are all trained to a high standard in order for them to operate effectively in stressful environments. They are known for their great professionalism and discretion during operations, and work alongside other elite units such as Delta Force, SEAL Team 6, and the Special Air Service. Even though they're one of the younger units in the world of special operations, Joint Task Force 2 has certainly made a name for itself. For example, one of its operators holds the record for the longest kill shot ever. In 2017, a Joint Task Force 2 sniper successfully eliminated a target from over 2 miles away, which is absolutely insane. So what does it take to become a member of Joint Task Force 2? As it stands, there are 3 pathways into joining this unit. First, one can join as a special operator assaulter, which as the name suggests is their operator. Second, one can join as support personnel that assist in combat support tasks. These personnel are grouped under 2 designators, which are mobility and specialists. And third, one can join as part of combat service support personnel. While the standard will be much higher for the operators, everyone goes through some sort of selection process to be able to work in this prestigious unit. Those who are trying to become operators first need to meet the eligibility criteria, which, among other things, requires them to be serving in the Canadian military for a minimum of 2 years. Next, they must complete a pre-selection fitness test with competitive numbers. After that, they do a 2-day-long selection process, where they undergo a PFT, medical evaluation, aptitude testing, and structured interview. If they get through that, then it's on to a 7-day assessment center course, which will put them under immense pressure with physical training. If they are selected from the 7-day course, they'll move on to complete a 7-month Special Operations Assaulter course. It's said that roughly 1 to 2 people in 10 make it through Joint Task Force 2's grueling selection process, so only the best make it through. Again, a lot of the info about Joint Task Force 2 is classified and is not typically commented on by the Canadian Armed Forces or the Canadian government, but it's safe to say that we know that they're out there fighting the good fight. It's pretty cool that Canada has a Tier 1 Special Operations unit, especially with all the crap they get about having a canoe for their Navy, for example. But there's much more to Canada's Special Operations than Joint Task Force 2. In fact, Canada has a slew of badass Special Operations units. If you'd like to learn more about them, we've done a video covering them all. Scan the QR code on screen or go to the link in the description below to go watch it. Well, that is the down and dirty of Joint Task Force 2. If you learned something from this video, make sure to give us a like and subscribe to our channel. As always, thank you for watching. Do you even want to be here?
All your friends are subscribing to General Discharge, and you don't even want to be here.